Hey friends, this is a video lesson for lesson 2.4 in our Earth, Moon, and Sun unit of study. So real quick, I do want to talk you through it before showing you through it. We're going to have a warm-up. We're going to do a hands-on lesson. And for that, I'll explain it to you in this video as we get there, but you have a separate link that you're going to do for your hands-on. The discussion will happen within this video. And then we're going to do a modeling tool in which you need to, you'll have 3 images of the moon, and you'll have to put those in order. And then we've got an article to read, Gravity in the Solar System. So first things first, let's get that warm-up wrapped up. So for this warm-up question, we're going to look down here at this image of the moon and the Earth. And the question is, what does the circle around the Earth represent? So I'm going to leave it to you to go ahead and answer that question there. Click the little hand in button, and then we're going to move on to the next part. Okay, gang. So hopefully we have a little bit of background knowledge, and we know that that line represents the moon's orbit, or the path that it takes as it travels around the Earth. So for our hands-on investigation, we were going to do something really fun and awesome here in class, but we can't do that again. So for our hands-on investigation, oh, by the way, look, here is our vocabulary word, orbit. A nearly circular path, a small object like a moon travels around a larger object like the Earth. For this hands-on investigation, we were going to recreate the phases of the moon here in class. Unfortunately, we can't do that. So what we're going to do instead is we're going to see part 2. It says come back here, click this link. What this is going to do is it's going to take you to this PBS moon phases simulation. Click the launch button here. And that's going to open up this page that you see here. Now, I really like this top-down model because not only does it simplify things from the other sim, but I think it gives us a clearer picture of the view from the Earth. So let's look at this real quick. So this is our view from the Earth up here. This is our top-down view. We've got the sun, we've got the Earth, and we've got the moon. And then we've got our little play button. And when I push that play button, I can watch the moon and the Earth go through their revolutions and their orbits, or the moon's orbit here. Now, what's key here is I want you guys to actually go through all of the cycles. Look, I can click my moon and I can drag it here. So right here, you'll notice this is the new moon. And as I'm going through here, I'm not seeing a whole lot of the moon in the sky. If I look up here at the top, that's our new moon. And we can see there's really no moon for us to see because the sun is shining over here. And even though half the moon is lit, we can't see that half. Now, the moon does go counterclockwise. So that would be like this. Pretty much everything in the solar system does. There's a few exceptions, but for right now, we can just say most everything goes counterclockwise. And now, look, we can, if we pause that, we can kind of see, oh, we're just now starting to see that this top edge of the moon, and that's giving us that little bit of a crescent. And as we go, we can kind of see, well, now we are really getting that crescent moon going. That would be our waxing crescent. And as we go, we're going to go all the way through all the moon positions. So we're going to go all the way to our first quarter moon, which looks like this. And again, I really like this this top-down view. And I like that we can see what the view from Earth could look like. Now, I want to teach you a quick trick here. If anytime you don't see what it would look like from Earth and you're wondering, man, I wish I know what the view from Earth would look like, I'm going to teach you the triangle method. So if you look at my little cursor here, if I take and I draw an imaginary triangle, so here's one line that goes straight through the Earth, and I draw the other line that goes straight to the middle of the moon, and then I draw the line straight down on the other side, whatever's in that triangle there is what I'm going to see. So I'm only going to see this top half that's inside the orbit or inside of this circle from the moon, just like we see here. But you're going to go all the way through. So we're going to get to a gibbous moon, which is that point somewhere between a quarter moon, which is down here. This would be our quarter. So this would be a gibbous. And then since it's going towards the full moon, it's a waxing gibbous. When we get to here, we have a full moon. And we're going to keep on going. And you're going to see that moon start to shrink in size as it goes to a waning gibbous. And then when we get back up to this top position, this is the third quarter moon. So we call this position down here the first quarter, and we call this the third quarter when it's up here. And actually, let's get the moon up. There it is. And then as we continue on, that shadow is going to grow, and the illuminated side is going to continue to shrink until we get to a waning crescent moon, and then eventually all the way back to a new moon. So friends, pause this video. I want you to open this up. I want you to play around. I want you to experience those phases of the moon as you go. You can also skip ahead days and hours with these little buttons over here. And so I want you to experience that for yourself now. Go ahead and pause the video and do that, and then meet me back in Amplify. All right, friends. So hopefully you had a chance to dig through there. There is another vocabulary word I'd like to share with you, and it's pattern. That's something we observe to be similar over and over again. Okay. Usually patterns become predictable. And for this part, we are actually just going to skip it. We went through most of the discussion in the video already. And now we have a task to do. And this is where we're going to see how much that model helped you and how much you know. So we have a goal. We're going to show which pair of top view and Earth view from Earth panels would come first, second, and third over time. We have a modeling tool here, and then we have the directions to take us through this modeling tool. And any minute now. Ah, there it is. Okay. So notice we can grab these panels and move them around. Same with these. Now, what I'd like you to do, honestly, is I'd like you to try to match the top view with its Earth view, because I'll bet you not all of these match up. They're not correct. And so do that first, and then try to see if you can get them in the correct order. So match the top view with the view panel down below. And again, you can use your triangle method that I just shared with you. So if you just draw a triangle from, and you can do it from the moon side too. So we just draw a line right across there, and we draw it straight down to the Earth. Whatever's inside of that triangle is what we see. Okay. So I want you to go ahead and go through that on your own, and then I'll share my answers with you later. All right, friends. So hopefully you paused it and were able to complete that task on your own. Make sure you screenshot that image and upload it. Answer these questions down here. And then push that hand in button. And for those of you who were wondering if you were correct, let's take a look. So from this vantage point, if we draw our little triangle along the moon across the center of the moon, and we go back to Earth, whatever's in that triangle is what we see. So it'll just be this little sliver, which is what we have here. Same thing, drawing a triangle here to here. If we look up this line and everything below it, we would see half of the moon from our vantage point. So that's this half. And then when the moon's on the other side of the Earth over here, we would see a gibbous moon. So we've got our quarter. Uh, what would this be? This would be our crescent. This would be a waning crescent. This would be our third quarter. And this would be our waning gibbous. All right, so let's go back to Amplify and let's go to the homework section. So for the homework section, there's an article here called Gravity in the Solar System. You're going to need to click on it to open it up. And one of these days. So you're going to go ahead and read through this article. And then when you're in Amplify, you're going to use that article to answer these questions. What is gravity? That's that attraction that all objects with mass have. How does gravity cause the planets to move in a circle around the sun? And how does gravity cause the solar system to move within the galaxy? Oh, and the article is down below at the bottom here. So, friends, go ahead and click that hand in button, and then you will be good to go for lesson 2.4.